right there on the compound, and they had a lot of interaction. Parents had a lot of help raising their children. But as you see a large shift towards urban living, some of that's getting left behind, and they don't have good terms with their extended family as they used to. And I think they're losing something there. They need to be active in promoting more time with relatives, I think, and helping them form solid, close relationships with their aunts and uncles and grandparents. But one of the things that I would like to caution parents on is this custom of farming out their children to a relative. Sometimes it may be in a situation that's a bit on the dangerous side. I've seen many girls sent to help like an aunt, but the husband in that home is in no relation to the girl. And often you'll find some abuse. You'll even find the aunt physically abusing as far as making her work harder and maybe not feeding her as well as the other children. And the child grows up feeling unloved and hurt by this experience. I've seen so much of that. And then you also find some situations where the child is maybe physically abused or even sexually abused in these situations. So parents need to be proactive in knowing what situation they're putting their child in and avoiding these types of traps, because many children have been harmed tremendously by these situations. And parents need to be in charge.
You've talked mostly about the physical aspect. The spiritual is there too, I think.
Exactly.
Because, for example, if I send my daughter to be with her grandmother for a year, but the grandmother is not a godly person, then what is my child really learning? You know, It is my responsibility as a parent. I brought this child into the world. And my responsibility is to see her raised or him raised to be a good person in their life, a Christian person, a godly person.
A lot of times parents are weighing two things. One is their own ability to rear that child, and so perhaps the aunt or the uncle will send this child off to be with his rich,
more wealthy,
comparatively speaking, and can send them to school or whatever, and you think, oh, I've done a good thing. But as you say, if the spiritual side is not there, what have we actually done?
It's better for the child not to have maybe all the things in life that they would like to have, at least if they're raised in a godly family. You know, what a difference that'll make in their lives.
And many times the child is unable to make that decision. You know, if the parent is there, the child may know this uncle or aunt, and why can't I go there and live with them and have these things? And the parent just has to make the decision as they should as a good Christian or spiritual person. Series of interviews with the Allisons. We will discuss practical ways of following Proverbs 22:6, which states, "Train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it." Don't miss the conclusion of this series. If you want to contact the Allisons, their email address is aimfradio@gmail.com, or you can leave them a note on the African Pathway website. Just hit contact us and address your comments to either or both of them. Have a wonderful day, and may the Lord bless you with a happy home. Thank you for listening to African Pathways Radio, 11825 megahertz on the 25-meter band at 4 a.m. UTC, and at 17640 megahertz on the 16-meter band at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. UTC.
Of faith is like a journey, full of curves, detours, valleys, and mountains. In this series, Louder discusses the journeys of people we read about in the Bible. For many people in the world today, transportation is much easier, faster, and less expensive than it used to be. For most of us, our priority is to arrive at our destination, spending the least time, effort, and money possible. Seldom do we take time to just enjoy the road we're traveling. In our journeys of faith, we also usually focus on the destinations, perhaps a spiritual experience or an eternal reward. It's in the process of traveling, however, that we are changed. And this transformation is essential if we are to reach our ultimate destination. When Jesus started making public appearances, talking about and demonstrating God's reign in the world, some people were so eager to hear the good news that they were ready to follow him without question. And Jesus knew just who they were. One day, Jesus saw some fishermen. Some were casting their nets into the lake. Others were working to repair their torn nets. When Jesus called them, they immediately left what they were doing and followed him. One of these fishermen was named John. He, along with his brother James, suddenly left their father's fishing business and followed Jesus. We don't really know what John was thinking. Like many people, he believed that Jesus was bringing in a new age. But also, like many others, he misunderstood what that new age would look like.